this lesson we're going to look at part 2 of the Travis picking lesson on freight train. This was part 1 which we covered in the previous lesson. Now let's look at the second half of the tune. Now the melody for the second half of Freight Train goes like this. Again, not very exciting played on its own, but incorporated with the Travis picking technique, it makes it much more interesting. So the first chord we are going to need for the second half of the tune is E major, which is this chord shape. We don't need to fret all the strings, so we take off our first finger and we'll just fret the E minor shape. We need the first finger to fret the first string now in a moment. Now the thumb is going to pick the 6th and the 4th strings. They're the alternate notes. And the first note of the melody is first string open E. So this is we pinch the first string with the 6th string and then play the 4th string with the thumb. Now the next note we play with the first finger on the first string, first fret is F, and again it's a similar picking pattern. Next note is back to the open E string. Next note is D, which is we play with the pinky on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Again, pinch that with the 6th. So those 4 notes again. Next we move to the F chord shape, and this is probably the trickiest part of the tune. The F chord shape, we don't have to play the bar, we don't have to bar the 1st and 2nd strings because we don't need to play the 1st string here. So our first finger goes on the 1st fret 2nd string, 2nd finger, 2nd fret 3rd string, and 3rd finger, 3rd fret 4th string. So we're fretting those 3 notes of the F chord, but we also need to fret the 1st fret of the 6th string, and we do that with our thumb. Now this can be quite awkward, and the notes we need to play here are pinch the 6th and the 2nd string together, and the alternate bass notes here are 6 and 4. So this is the first note, and the 2nd note of the melody is played with the pinky on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Then pinky off back to the 1st fret again. Then do the pinky back on again. So those 4 notes. Our next chord shape is the C major chord shape, and the root note this time to be picked by the thumb is the 5th string, C, and alternates with the 4th string. And the first note we need to pick here of the melody is the 1st string open, so we pinch that with the 5th string. And play the 4th string immediately afterwards, so pinch the 5th and 1st. Next note we pinch the 5th and 2nd, again same pattern. Those 2 notes for the C chord. Next we go to the G chord shape, and we put our pinky this time not on the 1st string but on the 2nd string, the B string, and the note is D. Pinch that with the 6th, and then pick the 4th string with the thumb. next note is of the melody, the second string open, and then back to the C chord and pinch the fifth and second strings. And just to continue with the 4/4 pattern, we move our third finger from the fifth string down to the sixth string. So that's sixth, fourth, fifth. We've got a short walking bass line then to bring you back to the C chord to start the tune again.